University of Florida Gators, who have won the school's third National Football Championship.
We back, another episode, Swamp Talk. We had to do a couple of days of healing. We had to do a couple of days of relaxing. Ladies and gentlemen, we got destroyed. We did not show up. I have questions. And before we get to the content, we are on the grind to 1,000 subscribers. And if you like this Gators content, if you love SEC football, hell, if you love NFL football, this is the channel for you. So make sure you hit that link in the bio. Make sure you hit that notification bell, hit that sub, because we are about to dive in and take apart the good, the bad, and the ugly of the Gators versus the U and how we lost the state of Florida. Let's get started. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna keep it a bill with y'all. We really got destroyed in this game. In fact, our starting quarterback was not a non-factor. It just begs the question, what is next for Florida Gator football?
Well, I think there's a couple aspects to it. I think the one thing that a lot of the Florida didn't realize is how far behind they were.
He actually retweeted, somebody got to ask the question, going into year 4, how many coaches have won 30 games and been fired? And we got to also ask again, why was Dan Mullen released? You know, my post-game notes in the analysis of this game is wild. So when you really break it down and I go back to my pre-game prediction, I look pretty fucking crazy. And that means I pretty much can't talk shit about Dion until he either does or doesn't. But if you guys like primetime in Colorado football, make sure you check out that video right there. All right, so if we really get into why we lost this game, we lost the time of possession, 34 minutes to 25 minutes. On third down, I feel like that is the most important stat of any offense, regardless of NFL or college. We went 1 and 9 on third downs. And then if you want to talk about defense efficiency, check this out. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. Without even watching the game, you guys are going to hear how terrible we were on Saturday. If you guys want to hear this, we had 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss, and 1 turnover for the entire game. Meanwhile, our rivals down in Coral Gables, you know, Miami, they came in the swamp and stomped us out. These guys has 2 turnovers, 3 sacks, and 8 tackles for loss. They controlled the trenches. It was never a game. Billy Napier stepped up to the podium in the post game and said, we need to fix a lot of things. We have to stay more committed. Half the problem of us going to this game as a Florida fandom is we thought they were going to do something that they not only couldn't do, we shouldn't expect them to do. A lot of fans are getting into buyout speculations, and if we fire him, and that is a real possibility, he gets like 26% of his contract, and that's like an $85 million blah, 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 blah. A lot of people are saying the AD is locked in, so if we fire him, they're together. One has to go. Listen. At the end of the day, the politics of the game matter. But more importantly, we need some speed on the field. We need some speed on the field. So before I close this video, I gotta say this. DJ Langway, he's attached to Billy Napier. I think, and he's shown he has the ability to move the offense. The inefficiency in the non-explosive plays, we didn't have any plus 20-yard plays. I think we had like 2. One of them was that run. We need to get some spark. I don't want to start the conversation of is it this guy or is it that guy. Now coming into week 2 in Sanford, and I'm gonna do my breakdown video later in the week. We need to understand what needs to happen here. First off, it's one game. It's week 1. Let's not totally overreact. But I will say, you guys got to answer the question for me. If you know your job is on the line, how do you go out there and put a product like that on the field, on national TV, on the national spotlight? It's almost like when your parents tell you, hey, yo, you skating on thin ice, and then you go to school and you fuck up in the first period. I don't dislike Billy Napier. I dislike his passion. after this game. I dislike his tactics. I dislike his execution. And most importantly, I dislike how he did not take this rivalry seriously. As a Florida fan, I know what there is to expect here, and it's all about winning. I don't know if he knows this. This is not, hey, we are college football and we just want some morality victories and get to a bowl game. No, we're trying to get to the bowl game. We're trying to rebuild what we have built over the last 10 plus years. We haven't even been relevant in the college football era, not only in the playoff format, but the last format. Cincinnati has been more relevant. Clemson has been more relevant. Of course, you got Alabama, USC, and Georgia. We have not been relevant. We got to change that. We have got to change that. So let me know in the comment section in this post-game analysis what needs to happen in week 2 so the Florida fandom, so the Gator Nation can get our morale back up, so we can continue this 2024 campaign and maybe just look at this game as, pregame jitters. It happens. There was a lot of expectations. That's what I'm trying to lean on, but I'm not sure. Till next time, King of the Podcast, Casual Gamer, the Contrarian. This has been another edition of Swamp Talk. Before we close, we are live during football season with a new streaming schedule. And if you guys want to pull up, chat, hang out, talk football, talk sports, talk life, let me know. We'll welcome you into the Impulse Nation, and we can talk Gator football. I'm out.